I want to talk to you about emergency personal loans for fair credit from credit union and credit unions. And the cool thing is that here's a review I want you to think about. You have a lot of institutions that are increasingly offering fair credit emergency personal loans to all kinds of individuals and all kinds of applicants. So the first institution I want to share with you is Conexus. So when you think about Conexus, I want you to think about emergency personal loans for fair credit, and they are actually can give you up to $50,000 as an emergency personal loan. And I'm talking about APR that goes from 9.74% all the way to 18.49%, and you have terms as long as 84 months, and that's really good. And the flexibility is there. And Conexus wants you to be a member for 3 months before you apply for this emergency personal loan, and they want you to have a FICO score of 600. So 600 and 3 months membership. That's really the main condition there. Now, of course, you got to have a job, right? Or at least you have you need to find a way to prove to Conexus that you'll be able to repay the loan, because otherwise they're not going to give you the loan in the first place. But Conexus are really generous, and they have an approval process of 24 hours, and in some cases 48 hours. So depending upon the amount that you want and your financial profile, you can be approved real fast. So that's really good. The second credit union for emergency personal loans fair credit is Consumers Credit Union, CCU. And CCU is actually a reliable lender, and they want you to be a member for 2 months before you apply for this loan, and they also want you to have a FICO score of 625. So 625, that's really the minimum. But CCU is very generous. I mean, very generous. They can give you an emergency personal loan fair credit that goes all the way to $100,000. 6 digits. That's really rare among credit unions. Most credit unions, they cap you at $50,000, but CCU is not really doing that. So CCU is giving you a maximum of $100,000 as an emergency personal loan. So that's really good. And you have a no prepayment penalty for this emergency personal loan, and you have a quick approval process. There have been cases where CCU has approved the applicants within 8 hours. So you apply in the morning, and in the afternoon you get approved. So that's really good, and you can use the loan for all kinds of emergencies, not a problem. The third emergency personal loan fair credit from a credit union is Fairwinds. And we love the fact that Fairwinds actually is a very reliable credit unions also, especially in terms of their APR 850%. That's really good. And the cool thing is that you have the ability to get this loan if you have been a member of this credit union for 3 months by the time you apply. So 3 months, that's the minimum membership, and they want you to have a job, of course, and they haven't set requirements for income and professional or whatever occupation, so they're pretty flexible, but they do have some geo restriction though. So basically, if you don't live in Florida, which is the home base for Fairwinds, you got to live in Alabama, Arizona, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Florida, Georgia, Massachusetts, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, or Washington State. So those are the states where they are where they are present. The good thing is that with Fairwinds, you can get a maximum of $50,000. That's really good. Another credit union that I want to share with you is Service. So Service actually has an affiliation with the military, so you gotta be a member of Fairwinds for at least 4 months before you apply for this job, and they want you to have a FICO score minimum of 590. So 590 and 4 months of membership through Service. And Service Credit Union is really good because they offer an emergency personal loan fair credit, and they will approve you up to $50,000. That's really good. What we love about Service is that you are able to enjoy quick approvals. There is no application fee, and they also have on their website a loan calculator to help you estimate your payment, your cash outflows once you get the loan. So that's really good. And you can use this emergency personal loan fair credit from a credit union for all kinds of stuff, for vacation, travel, for medical bills, for debt consolidation, for auto repairs, for moving cost, for wedding cost, and more. So Service is really great. But the only thing is Service is affiliated with the military, so you got to have some kind of a biological geographical, or professional affiliation to the military to qualify for a service credit union membership. Then you have a UniFi. So UniFi is another emergency personal loan fair credit from a credit union. And we love the fact that with UniFi, you can be approved for a maximum of $50,000. And actually, the delta goes from 500 all the way to $50,000. And you have actually a repayment window that goes from 12 months all the way to 84 months. So that's really good. And the APR hovers around 13 to 15%. So that's really cool. So emergency personal loan fair credit, and UniFi wants you to be a member. They want you to be a member for 1 month before qualify for this loan and have a FICO score of 600. So 600, that's really the minimum requirements. Of course, they want you to have a job or at least have a way to approve your repayment capability. And then you have Alliance. So Alliance is another credit union that can really help you out in terms of an emergency personal loan fair credit. And so you have a loan that goes from $1,000 to $100,000. This is another very generous. So CCU is kind of similar to Alliant in terms of generosity. So you are looking at loans from $1,000 all the way to $100,000, and the terms actually range from 1 to 5 years. And you have typically same day deposit into your account once you are approved for the loan, or they will mail you a check if you prefer. So that's really good. And this loan, this emergency loan fair credit, doesn't have any prepayment penalty. So that's really good. And you have, so the loan approval in APR based or on payment method, creditworthiness, and ability to repay. So really, you're looking at 12 months all the way to 60 months. So that's really the repayment window I want you to think about. But the APR sort of goes from 11% all the way to 13%. So the longer the repayment window, the more the APR. So for instance, if you accept 12 months, you have an APR of 11.29%. But if you were to go for 60 months, you have an APR of 13.29%. So you can see that the delta there is pretty potent, if you will. Then you have Nasaf Fed. This is another credit union that really gives you an emergency personal loan for fair credit. And Nasaf Fed wants you to be a member for 3 months before you apply for an emergency personal loan. And they want you to have a FICO score of 610. So 610 is the minimum FICO score that Nasaf Fed wants you to have from you. Okay. And the cool thing is that now Nasaf Fed is not as generous as the other players on this list. So you have loans amount that go all the way to 30,000. I mean, compare that to what Align is giving you. Align is giving you 100,000, and Nasaf Fed is giving you 30,000. Hey, listen, money is money anyway, right? And you have APRs that are as low as 10%, and you have a repayment window that goes all the way to 84 months. So that's really important to really see. And what we love about Nasaf Fed is that for your emergency personal loan fair credit, you have the ability to check your rate on the Nasaf Fed Credit Union website. So that's really good. I mean, checking your rate means soft pull. So you can see if you can pre-qualify for this loan. That's just fantastic. So we are looking at $30,000. Now, what we love about Nasaf Fed is that if for any reason you do not get approved for an emergency personal loan fair credit, you also have the ability to be approved for an emergency cash line of credit. So let's say you need money for an ongoing project or temporary cash flow. So lines of credit from Nasaf Fed allow you to pay interest only on what you borrow and have credit in reserve for ongoing or unexpected expenses. So that's really good. And again, what we're talking about here, this is an unsecured line of credit. So there is no collateral required. You have low minimum payments, and amounts available also are kind of similar to the emergency personal loan, and that is 30,000. So for Nasaf Fed in general, I mean, they are capping all their credit programs at $30,000. Okay, and the only way where they will go above the 30,000 if you are collateralizing the loan. So let's say if you have a share secured loan, for instance, in other words, this is a secured loan, so there is no limit because there is no risk on the part of on the part of Nasaf Fed, so they can go all the way to $500,000, not a problem. Even though they mostly like to stay around 125,000 or the amount of deposit, whichever is less. So 125,000, unless you have been a client for more than 5 years, they will go. If you haven't been a client for that long, they're not going above 125,000. And the maximum term is 60 months for all kinds of loan program anyway. You also have Blaze. So Blaze Credit Union, this is another credit union that will take care of you when it comes to emergency personal loan fair credit. And they want you to be a member with this credit union for 3 months before you apply for an emergency personal loan. And they want you to have a FICO score of 625. So Blaze is really innovative in terms of credit union. And they have all kinds of programs besides the emergency personal loan. But I want to first talk about the emergency personal loan. So when we talk about the emergency personal loan, we are speaking about a maximum repayment window of 36 months. So you have 36 months, that's 3 years, to repay the loan that you get through Blaze Credit Union, okay? But you can use the emergency personal loan fair credit from Blaze. You can use it for debt consolidation, computer purchase, job relocation, tax payment, overdraft protection, or any good reason that really will satisfy the underwriters at Blaze. So that's really cool. And if you have any question, you can call Blaze directly at 651-291-1515. So again, the number here is 651-291-1515. And you also have the ability to have a live chat with Blaze, or you can also do a video chat. So anything you can do to actually talk to someone, that's totally possible now. You can also go to a branch and have a conversation with a loan rep, and they will ask you all kinds of questions. Or you can also apply online for an emergency personal loan for fair credit from Blaze, not a problem. So you have all kinds of possibilities to actually interact with Blaze. And again, Blaze is really innovative. They will get back to you. They will approve you within 24 hours. That's really good. And they'll give you all kinds of like in case before they approve you, they'll give you all kinds of questions. They will give you all kinds of suggestions or all kinds of guidance. You know, if based on your situation, of course. Now I want to talk to you about First Tech. So First Tech is another emergency personal loan fair credit from a credit union, and First Tech wants you to be a member for 2 months before. I mean, not 2 months, 45 days. They want you to be a member for 45 days at least before applying for a loan, and of course they want you to have a job. At least you need to have a means to show your capability to repay the loan you're about to get. And also, we love the fact that you have the ability right now to understand what really matters. I mean, you can. They want you to have a FICO score rather of a 625. So 45 days minimum membership, and also 625. And so what we love about this loan, First Tech loan, is that you are able to be approved actually for up to $50,000. Okay. And the APR goes as low as 8.99%. That's really cool. And you are able to get pre-approved. In other words, you could get a personalized rate in 30 seconds or less for a 2-year term. That's really good. And checking your rate through their process, because it is a soft pull, will not affect your credit. So this is kind of cool. So you have the ability to check your rate now. So if you're interested in having an emergency personal loan fair credit through a First Tech, go right now to their website and actually find a way to actually see how much you could qualify for, either as an emergency personal loan or as just a regular personal loan. So bear keep in mind, the maximum we are talking about here, $50,000. So $50,000, that's the maximum you can qualify for. And you can use the cash for almost anything. You know, you have a variety of reasons, such as consolidating higher interest loans or credit card debt, paying off events like weddings or funerals, paying for unexpected emergency purchases or even vacations. So really, you have the ability to get things done actually a lot faster through First Tech. So through First Tech. So we love that. But you also could get, if you don't like the terms and conditions they are giving you for their emergency personal loans fair credit, you can always get through them a personal line of credit but the maximum for that is $25,000. But if you have stock secured loans, this is another possibility. You are able to borrow between $25,000 and $1 million to cover vacation costs, fund tech projects, pay medical bills, taxes, or almost anything else you can imagine. So it really is up to you and what your needs are, really. So they'll work with you, not a problem. Now I want to talk to you about Teachers. So Teachers is a wonderful credit union when it comes to emergency personal loan fair credit, and they will approve you if you have been a member with them for at least 2 months. So 60 days, that's the minimum membership requirements, and they want you to have a FICO score of 600. So 600 minimum to actually qualify for Teachers. And what we love about Teachers is that you don't have to be a teacher to actually qualify for their emergency personal loan fair credit. And we love the fact that they are actually will approve you up to $50,000. This is really good. And you can use the cash for all kinds of stuff, unexpected expenses. And it can be home improvements. It can be medical expenses. It can be a debt consolidation, you name it, they'll take care of it. Not a problem. Okay. And so the terms here, you are looking at 2 to 6 years and up to $50,000. And what we love about Teachers is that you have the ability to have quick approval. It's really Teachers is really fast in that sense. They will work with you. They will make sure that you have all the things you need to make sure that you are able to perform. Okay, and to get the test the money real fast. If you have a question, you can call them right now, and they are available at 1-800-341-4333. So that's 333. Again, the number is 1-800-341-4333. Or you can just visit a branch and talk to them about your needs, not a problem. So this emergency personal loan fair credit is really, really reliable. We love this lender a lot. And Teachers has been in the industry for many, many years now. They have received many accolades as a reliable credit union. So you can really expect to get your cash a lot faster. Once you're approved, you can receive the cash. First of all, it takes about 24 to 48 hours to be approved. And as soon as you submit all the paperwork, and once you are approved, it takes another 24 hours before the funds are released. But once you explain to the loan rep that you are looking for an emergency personal loan, the funds are released a lot faster. We've seen cases where funds were released within 8 hours of loan approval. So 8 hours. So you basically, again, you ask for a loan in the morning and you get your cash in the afternoon after approval. So that's really cool. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I just spoke to you about emergency personal loans, fair credit from credit unions. So you have Conexus, Consumers Credit Union. You have Fairwinds. You have Service Credit Union. You have UniFi. You have Alliance. You have Nasaf Fed. You have Blaze, First Tech, and Teachers. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.